Hello Swiss Army knife collectors, this is Will here to show you another video of some vintage Wenger Delmont Swiss Army knives. This particular knife I just won it on an eBay auction. It is a brown second shield Wenger knife. As you can see with all the rust, it shows that it's definitely carbon. One thing in particularly rare about this knife compared to other second shield brown Wenger knives is this one actually is 4 layers. It has the saw blade and the scissor layer, which usually the 3-layer ones only have the saw blade. This one actually has both. To do the tools that way, Wenger had used a double back spring. So that wide back spring right there operates both the saw and the scissors. Kind of like a cantilever on both sides. They use a real nifty way of putting spacers in there, kind of like what you have for the end of the knife blade. But they use some wider ones right there on the scissors and on the saw blade, as you can see. This has brass liners throughout. I'd probably date this to the late teens to early 20s. As far as I know, this and one that Dave Arnold has in his collection are the only ones that I have ever seen, even in pictures. We just recently found out that the 4-layer is actually a real knife, so we were excited about getting our hands on one, and Dave just happened to have one willed to him by Stephen Schober. His is in a lot better shape. It doesn't look as rusty as this one. It is taken care of. It practically looks brand new. This one here, let me see if I can get some of the tools open for you. The tank stamp on this is just Wenger Delmont. It doesn't have any crossbow on the back or Victorinox. It was before then. If you can look really carefully, there's some lettering on the blade there right by my fingernail. It says made in Switzerland underneath all that rust. And under the rust up here, there's probably a crossbow. I've seen several knives and have a couple other knives that have that on there that's acid etched into the blade. But for the most part, other than the rust, the blade still doesn't ever look like it's been sharpened or filed on anyway. Small blade here. It's still got quite a bit of rust on it. There's no tang stamp on this one. It's just plain. But as far as the blade profile, it looks original to me. So once that gets polished up and cleaned up, it'll look really good. There's a saw blade. It does look different than the other tools. Either it had been replaced because the old one was broke, or this one could be just a different type of process on hardness that may have saved it from rusting and having different properties. But as long as it's carbon, and I'm going to do a carbon test here shortly with some gun blue. If it turns blue or black from the gun blue, then I'll know it's carbon, and that blade will go back in the original knife. If it doesn't, then it's definitely stainless, and I will find a different saw blade to put in its place that's carbon. So here's the scissor layer. Scissors are definitely rusty. like the rest. They can't even be hardly closed because the back of the scissor here isn't smooth enough for the spring to slide up and down. But if I give it a little push there, it'll go. But those are really old scissors to be made out of carbon. And here's the can opener. It's got a little different profile like some of them have, where it's got the little bump out up there. It's kind of relieved back here where it goes in the can. And the flathead screwdriver. Let me see if I can get that open. I had a bear of a time opening it earlier. Okay. So, cap lifter, flathead screwdriver. So it's definitely later than the single screwdriver. As you can see down in there's quite a bit of rust. Double back spring. That's a unique item to have on these knives. Both the scissor and the saw layer operate off of that. Here's the awl. It's in good shape other than the rust. This is going to be the first video of several videos I'm going to do on this knife. The next video I will be taking this knife completely apart in pieces, and then I will show you another video of the progress that's being made on the polishing and refurb of this knife. Anyway, there it is. Thanks a lot for watching. Check out my later videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.